Hello, dear friends. Here we are. This is our April 18th, 2017 program at Kardec Radio. Yes, we're here live. Here live, and we have a special program for you. And you're welcome to join us. We have been on this journey for more than 5 months together, right? And yesterday we were so busy preparing all the files for the National Day of Spiritism today, in collaboration with the United States Spiritist Federation, that we couldn't be with you live, but here we are. What a joy, and what a joy to know that many of you participated, sending your prayers, listening to the radio, sending us the feedback, and we rejoice. We are here with you in this beautiful journey to talk about how Spiritism has changed our lives a lot, right? And hopefully much more. This is just the beginning of a long journey, a very long journey. We're just waking up, Yes, Carol Correa is here with us. And who else is already here? Luciana Antoine. Beautiful community. Sol, Ceissa, Deni and Erica, Andrea Torres, how are you? Sunshine and Ceissa, thank you for the prayers. Sol, how are you? Enilda, Lea Severo, thank you so much for your help, your work as well, Lea. Right? Rita de Cassia, and many more. And Solange. Hello, friends. This, according to an inspiration given to Josiah Korngold, it's our National Day of Spiritism. Why not? Why not? It's international. As Carlos Diaz was just mentioning in his prayer in Our God at Home, Jesus promised he would send a consoler, a comforter. He did. Yes. And he fulfilled his promise. Do you fulfill your promises too? Do we? We hopefully do. We're striving, persevering, and pressing on. Right? We just read Mark Smith and Carol Correa were just with us through the God at Home meeting. And he opened the page 99 from the book, chapter 99 of the book Living Spring. And the message was persevere and press on. How hard is it for us? He says in the message, Emmanuel, often we're tired, we're busy, and we feel like not doing anything extra, not walking an extra mile. But St. Paul, or Paul of Tarsus, then Emmanuel, and all the loving spirits have been telling us, no, don't get discouraged by illnesses or tiredness or anything. Yesterday we were here until 3:30 a.m., yes, and we rejoice, working on the compilation of the 24-hour program. Do I regret? Not a single minute. Oh yeah, because the good spirits, they know on the earth, these works of the good are not easy. If they are easy, we're doing it wrong. Yeah, they are not selfie-like. You know, selfie is too easy. What is hard is to record a message and send the healing to the world. It's not easy. It's not easy to put your face there when you have an accent. It's even if you don't, you feel like your voice is not up to the level. Yeah, but that's healing. You know how many people listen to the prayers you've sent us? And they've been sending messages to Kardec Radio since the first hour and saying how much they feel different, uplifted. Many have been sending messages telling us they want more. Can we have more of such a thing? Of course we can. And you can help too. Thank you, Aline. She's saying Kardec Radio has played a major role in helping me in the process of my spiritual awakening. Thank you. Forever grateful. And we are grateful to your opportunity of giving us this feedback, Aline. Thank you. Julija, how are you, my friend? Karina, how are you? Márcia Puntel, how are you? Sunshine, I know. You've been addicted to our nightly gatherings. I know, but you know, we had to give a break just to put together the whole thing. And the next major study is gonna be in May. But that doesn't mean between now and then we won't be here, okay? Let's just stay there, because there is a big plan for us. The good spirits don't want us to stop. Why? Because there's much work to be done. The work of our souls, right? And today, you know, before anything else, I would like to share with you the 2 winners. Remember when we at Kardec Radio launched a campaign for the winners, for the people who wanted to win a trip, an airline ticket to go to Orlando to participate in a symposium. Yes, we were giving 2 tickets. Yes, we've got 2 winners. Yeah, people send their videos, and we've selected the most creative, in our opinion, for several reasons, and we're very grateful to everyone who participated, and especially to these ones. As soon as I finish this, I will liberate, I will free it up. You see the videos and you can tell. Of course, nothing is Hollywood-like, but you know, we're not looking for Hollywood-like. We're looking something of the heart. And the winners are... Da, 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 da. The winners are Ana Oliveira from the Christian Spiritist Center of Alabama. She did a very insightful video, simple but very insightful, connecting the history of Alabama, the civil rights movement, with the teachings of Spiritism, the justice of reincarnation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And she sent like dozens of recordings for the program on the National Day of Spiritism with a beautiful accent from Alabama. Anna, she doesn't know yet. Can you believe it? If you know her, share the news, because she's gonna get to know. And the second one is to Deborah Bedovics, if I'm not mistaken the pronunciation. She is the coordinator of the group Good Harvest Fraternal Group in New Jersey. And the group did a fantastic job. A beautiful work, has a sense of humor about how they like Kardec Radio, and also about the justice of reincarnation. As soon as we're done here with our hour, I'll share the videos so you can witness the kindness of they are putting together these 2 videos replying to the questions, right? Yes, it's a joy. It's a joy, right, Rudy? Rudy, if we weren't the spirits, for the spirits book, Kardec, we wouldn't be here, right? Yes, Ana Oliveira, did you get it? You got the ticket? Do you believe it? You got the ticket to fly to Orlando to the symposium, okay? I will send you an official message from Kardec Radio, and we're not kidding. It's for real. Kardec Radio is sending them to Orlando, Florida, to participate in the symposium. Here's Leo Vera, who did a beautiful prayer, and our dear Jussara Korngold. Jussara Korngold is here with us, and I'm gonna open the line for her in a few minutes. 5 minutes, Jussara, and she's gonna be here with us on Skype. You see her, listen to her, and me. We're gonna talk to you right here and now. Can you believe it? Oh yeah, it's possible. Yeah, you can believe it? It is possible, Anna. You did a beautiful work. very insightful, and you got it. From the book Living Spring, to set the tone of our conversation. This is not blah 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 conversation because we can't waste anybody's time with blah blah blah. No, we are gonna rely our conversation, since it's the National Day of Spiritism, on Living Spring. Emmanuel, through Chico Xavier, says, Chapter 49, Fraternal Unity. Seek to maintain the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Paul to the Ephesians 4:3. Thousands of ways are shown to you every time you set your eyes on the distant goal ahead. There are millions of pathways bordering yours. Do not forget that the road that is your own, and go forward without fear. You would probably like for all other roads to be subordinate to yours, and you see unity as being all travelers gravitating around your steps. But join others without expecting them to join you. Search for what is useful and beautiful, holy and sublime, and press on. The head spring seeks the stream seeks the river, and the river connects to the sea. Let us not forget that spiritual unity is the basic work of peace. Do you see those who devote themselves to children? Do you see the friend who dedicates themselves to helping the sick? Do you see the care of those who made themselves friends of the elderly and the young? Do you see the effort of those who have dedicated themselves to the improvement of the soil or to the training of animals? Do you appreciate the work of those who preach to spread the good? Honor all of them with your gesture of sympathy and serenity, convinced that only the roots of understanding can uphold the tree of fraternal unity, which we all want to be robust and fruitful. Do not think that the others see life the way you see it. Evolution is an infinite stairway. Each one beholds the landscape according to the step on which he or she is standing. Approach all workers of the good and offer them the best you can, and they will answer with what is best of themselves. War is always the poisonous fruit of violence. The sterile argument is a result of imposition. Fraternal unity is the sublime dream of the human soul. Nevertheless, it will not be achieved unless we respect one another, cultivating harmony in the environment in which we're called to serve. It is only by making every effort to maintain the unity of spirit through the bond of peace that we will achieve such realization. War is always the poisonous fruit of violence. And war is when, instead of, we can think differently, but when you're invited to a day like this, the National Day of Spiritism, when you're invited to join in, and if I don't join in, I am not creating bonds of peace. Yeah, we think differently, and that's healthy. That doesn't mean that we're not aiming to the same achievement, right? Right, Rita Di Cassia? Thank you for being with us. And let me call Jussara, because it's time for her to be with us here at Kardec Radio. I'm calling her through Skype so we can have Jussara, you and I, right here. Hello, Jussara.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
There she is. Say hi to Jussara, everybody. You can hear her well, right?
Yes, quite well.
All right. That's good to have you here. All right. There we go. Josara, what a day, huh?
Oh my God, that was a beautiful day. I'm so happy that everything's, with all the prayers and everyone that has sent the prayers, the readings, and on behalf of the United States Spiritist Federation, and especially I think, when we think about what this day represents to us all, 160 years of Spiritism, and to celebrate in such a way and in such a delicate moment in our country where we need to be reassured, where we need to find hope and inspiration. It was truly a blessing. And thank you so much, Kardec Radio Vanessa, for putting all of this and making this actually to become true. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know what happened? Many people have been sending us feedback, and they are like, now we want the prayers every day at 6 a.m., 6 p.m. They want to repeat the whole day. And you know what we concluded, Josara? We will repeat the whole program. Yeah, we will repeat.
It's a wonderful idea. I mean, we should do that more often. And I thought it was so inspirational. I woke up hearing the prayer. I went to sleep last night hearing the prayer. I woke up this morning listening to the prayers. And I mean, my day was different. My day was so great and so amazing.
Yes.
I mean, all the time that I had a chance, I would be hearing the prayers, and that's what I thought, we should have that more often, special slots just for the prayers.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with everything that is happening in our lives, in the world, I mean, if we know where we can go to hear a prayer in those moments that we cannot pray for ourselves, that we need someone to be with us, I think it would be a great addition and a great thing to do.
Yes, they say in science, they say when you ask good questions, you create projects and it leads to answers, and the answers lead to other questions. So I can tell that this project was a successful one because it's leading us to other projects.
Oh yeah, wait till I hear all other projects that I have. We can talk at the symposium. I think if we join forces, it's going to be, a great idea.
But Jussara, let me ask you, many people they sent their messages, they talked about how Spiritism impacted their lives. Now, since we're here, you're here, tell us a little bit about the significance of Spiritism for you as a person.
Well, you know what? Year after year, when I think about that, not only because of the opportunity that we have through the Spiritist Center of talking to people that have been attending there and seeing the difference it makes in their lives and hearing, their testimonials. Also for ourselves, there are sometimes in life, we normally just say about the bad moments, which is, always the most difficult for us. And at those moments, we really realize that without Spiritism, without the understanding that we have, those occasions would be so hard to deal with. But I would say I would go far even when we are talking about happy moments, because in happy moments, from what we learned from Spiritism as well, is when we can actually lose ourselves. So, like, for instance, we see so many people approaching a philosophy, a religion, or even for a Spiritism, for instance, when they are going through difficulties in their lives, and they stay there, they find community, they find inspiration and strength to go on, and they feel so good, and they wind up many times, getting into a better situation than the one that took them to this place. But what happens next is that many of them do not come back.
Yes.
And it's when they are happy and everything is working out. So at what cost do we want to be happy if this means that we are going to be forgetting about our spiritual nature? So we have to reflect about that, that the dangerous times actually can be the times where everything is working out in your life. So, hopefully we'll learn and not wait for difficult times to think about the spiritual values and our spiritual life. So to me, Spiritism, it's what I breathe.
Yes.
Without Spiritism, I think I wouldn't be breathing right now.
Yeah. And Jussara, let me, many nights here studying about Jesus passages, we've been learning about his way of approaching the work, which is you do what you have to do and you don't wait for everybody, though you respect each other's people's limits and people's time. I remember when we met in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, right?
Right. The city of brotherly love.
We met there in a Spiritist meeting that talked about the translations of books, etc. Back then, 2001, I think. There were barely a few books. And now we have like, what? More than more than 100, right?
Yeah.
In what? 16 years, we got more than 100.
Even less than that.
Little less.
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
So, for those who are around the world, and these days I've been talking to so many people around the world who are willing to open groups. They have been listening to Kardec Radio, reading the Spiritist magazine, in times in which sometimes it's hard to get the books. They have the magazine, which is free. They can open and read and study with a group and listen to Kardec Radio. Now, what would you tell to the groups around the world that are facing difficulties since when you started the Spiritist group of New York with João and others? It was even harder.
Oh, well, like you said, we didn't even have the books, right? We didn't even have the 5 books of the codification. So it was really hard, to start everything, to have material translated into English, to conduct the study groups, and we had to do that. It was actually homemade by hand, the spiral and everything. I still have some of those books that we used to make here. So I think with all that we can see now, with the amount of groups that we have, with all the resources that we have, I think heavens are trying to say something to us. Now it's time, because the speed that everything is happening, it's amazing. Sometimes, it saddens me when people start questioning whether we should continue doing this work in English because of the amount. It's still a small amount that we have of Americans joining, but this has been growing each and every day. And I was thinking, for instance, the Brazilian Spiritist Federation has just celebrated 133 years of their foundation. And in Brazil, we have less than 4% of the population that is that declare themselves as Spiritists. So we are talking about 133 years, less than 4% of the population. So I don't think we are doing that bad.
No.
About 14 years. And if we consider another important fact is that in the first 10, 15 years of Spiritism in Brazil, everything was only done in French. So, I think we have a lot to learn from there, and not to be so worried about just a physical resort, physical results, actually, and that we should be inspired and do our work. So for everyone else that is, in this country and in other countries, we will always advise, we were not sent to other countries by chance. We have a task to fulfill, and we have to do our job. We have to sow the seeds. The fruits will come at the time it will be, designed to come.
Yeah, exactly, Josiah. Here we have, many friends. Fernanda is there too. And we have Enilda saying hi to you. We have Rita Di Cassia. You better go, Enilda. Rita Di Cassia saying, Enilda, you better go to Orlando. You better go. Fernanda is here. Thank you, Fernanda, for your participation. The group of Austin did fantastic, right? Leia Severo is here with us. And you see, Rita Di Cassia is asking us to end with a prayer and a music. We will, but hold up. It's not time yet. But Josiah, talking about that, it's interesting. Kardec Radio now has listeners in more than 99 countries around the world. And I don't know if it's because we deal constantly and daily with the public that is in the U.S. and beyond the U.S. It seems to us that we have so many people that when people question it, I'm like, it depends. If it's like the Egyptian tale told by Emmanuel in the book Liberation by André Luiz, the preface, when he says, one fish, the little red fish, traveled to the ocean. He came back and said, you know what? There's a whole lot going on there. But if I keep myself in the little pond, I'm going to think that the little pond is all there is. So based on what we're seeing in the world, internet is our pathway to the world, and this works. There's a whole lot going on already, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, that's what I say. If we have all these resources, it is because it's time actually for us to use them and to spread this word, spread this knowledge. And I think we are blessed because we have this possibility nowadays. Just today I was thinking about the time that it would take for Kardec and to write by hand books. Can you imagine that when he went to decided to write the Gospel according to Spiritism, he had to take a sabbatical of 1 year to do that. Everything was by hand, And today, in seconds, we can have a letter or anything typed. So I think all this technology comes to working in our favor. And when I say in our favor, I mean not because we want to transform the world to become a spiritist, but to add to their beliefs the content that we learn from Spiritism. And in such a special day like today, thinking about all the dedication of Kardec and all the spirits that were together with the Spirit of Truth, working with Kardec and bringing this light and spread so much love to us. I mean, there is no way we will not feel such a gratitude. Yes. We know from Kardec's words how hard it was for him to do everything that he had to do, all the misunderstanding, persecution, lack of money, all the difficulties that he had to face in order to bring this to us. But at the end, in his own words, he said, but the results gave him much more reward than he could imagine. And I think for ourselves, not trying to compare ourselves to Kardec, absolutely not, but for ourselves as well, just to see that we can somehow impact, that we can somehow touch the souls of other people and help them to cope with life in the same way that others help us to cope with life is really a blessing.
And Jussara, as you're talking about avoiding taking for granted the efforts of everyone who came before us, like a tree that is grateful to the roots and is solidly, rooted in the soil of life, it makes me recall Chico Xavier's attitude of respect and true reverence, because before he would give any step, he would think if what he was doing would harm in any way the works of the illuminated spirits of Allan Kardec, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, even in this country, there are so many people that have been, anonymously working and preparing the field, even if only with their prayers, so that we could be here today and continue doing what we are doing, and the work of the translations and the examples, even from other worlds, like I say. I sometimes think about, when I was talking about the situation in Brazil about Carlos Travassos, which was the person that translated the books of the codification from French to Portuguese. I remember Anna Blackwell, I have such a high regard for her, and all the others that have dedicated to this work of translation, selflessly, just to bring us this kind of knowledge. It's really a blessing.
It is a blessing. And today, as the National Day of Spiritism, what a fantastic insight. It's funny, we're talking about the honorable Spiritist movement in Brazil, but this is an initiative that has first happened in the United States, because we've never had of such an idea in the movement in Brazil, right?
Oh yeah, I sometimes I say that God is so wise, as if we didn't know that. But I mean, He brought Spiritism. God brought Spiritism, to first be developed in a way, with the phenomena here in the U.S. Then it actually became a structure, was codified in Europe, in France, and it went to Brazil later. So we have so many countries involved in that, and in a joint effort. And so I think we have to pay attention to all those signs and what they actually mean, and the need that we have to put together these two forces today that we see working in terms of the dissemination of Spiritism in the world. Even in terms of the language, because the English language actually makes it possible for so many countries that have different languages, but also have as a second language English, to have access to everything that Spiritism can bring to us.
Exactly, and what a perfect timing, Jussara, to bring this National Day of Prayer of Spiritism to the current scenario in the United States and around the world. It's a very fragile time in a way. So what would you like to share, how Spiritism can help us sustain our faith in the times of such challenge?
Well, even today at the center, I was talking to someone that was, sharing with me some of the problems that she is facing. And I said, you know what, I've been hearing so many people, sharing their lives and saying and how hard it has been the last couple of years, all the challenges that they have been facing. And it actually seems that it's a time for us to mature. And so I think that with Spiritism, since we have to face those times, regardless whether we want it or not, with Spiritism at least we will be able to face all we have to face, to go through these experiences, to making amends with more understanding, with more hope, knowing that whatever it is that is in our way and that is giving us pain, it doesn't necessarily going to last, and absolutely not last forever. So in this way, with the understanding that we have from Spiritism, knowing that first of all, we are not alone, we are not abandoned. It's exactly in those moments that we face those challenges that we are going to have even more assistance from the benefactors. We have to learn to resort to prayer. Because sometimes, it's like if we are drowning and someone wants to help you and to take you from there, but if we do not reach out, if we do not give out our hands to be rescued, we cannot. And in this sense, I think prayer actually rescues us from this darkness that sometimes we put ourselves by not believing in ourselves, by not believing in God, by losing our hope. And when we are surrounded by so many things that may lead us to question the validity of everything that is happening, and even sometimes, the belief in God, I think having this understanding will help tremendously us to keep on going and to understand that everything is happening for a reason.
Yes, you're right. Yes. So, Jussara, the final thing we want to ask you to share, Lea Severo is saying here that she's also want to mention how grateful we are to Divaldo Franco, who spread Spiritism in many, many countries. And we have here, and you're right, Lea, you're right. We have Mark Rodriguez, we have Daniela Sakayuchi, who, by the way, is one of the coordinators of the Spiritist Radio. We are sister radios. We're supposed to work together. And this is National Day of Spiritism. Clapping hands to Daniela. Right on, Daniela. Good job. Thank you for stopping by. Mark Rodriguez, thank you for being with us. Duska as well, Sarita, and all the other friends. Thank you, Lea. Divaldo Franco is undisputably the man. And, on May 5th, we're going to dedicate a program to Divaldo Franco, plus the Spiritist magazine that is going to be released on that very day, dedicated to Divaldo Franco as well, okay? All right. Now, Jussara, since we're talking about National Day of Spiritism, it's about how Spiritism can make a difference in all of our lives, not only in the U.S., but around the world, but specifically to what we call the light workers, the workers of the light, the practitioners, the Spiritist workers, and how important it is for us to be connected, binding to one another. Though each one has a different task, we know we're aiming at the same goal. So the message of Emmanuel in the book Living Spring says fraternal unity, and he summarizes, fraternal unity is the sublime dream of the human soul. Nevertheless, it will not be achieved unless we respect one another, cultivating harmony in the environment in which we were called to serve. As the president of the United States Spiritist Federation, and we know you have a very difficult role to help boost the movement, facilitate, etc. What would you like to share with everyone who is working on the movement in the United States especially?
We've been hearing that for over 2,000 years, when Jesus said that, you know, one stick alone can break, but a bundle put it together cannot. And then we had that as well, the same saying from Jesus repeated by Abraham Lincoln. And so many, and we have in this country, you know, the beautiful symbol and the words in Latin that they use, and pluribus unum, of many, just one. If we do not understand that, if we do not start working together and contribute with one another, we are going to be actually jeopardizing the work. Here we are not working or doing what we do because of ego, because of our names, but for a cause. And we should feel very grateful for having been chosen in a way to be in this task that we are, and to have the opportunity of working with one another. So it is something that we are going to be trying to emphasize each time more, that more people together can collaborate more. For instance, let us look at our efforts today. If it was not for Kardec Radio and the willingness of, you know, the team of Kardec Radio to put together all the lots of prayers that we received today, we wouldn't have this beautiful day. And a joint effort of the Federation with Kardec Radio so that we could have this blessed day together. So I think each time more we have to start learning that the work does not belong to us, and that we have to join forces. The message today from the Living Spring was very appropriate in the sense of fraternal union. Without this union, without this fraternity, even when we think about Jesus could do everything alone, everything by himself. But I think the first lesson he gave us was exactly to choose 12 apostles, to invite others to join forces with him and to continue this work. So we have this lesson from Jesus that could undoubtedly do everything by himself. So let us try. I think it still requires a little effort on our parts, but I think what I would like to see happening is our union, and each time more us working together.
So, question here, Jussara, you want to sing?
Oh, I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I incarnated to learn to do good. Oh, but today I learned the beautiful version, and I thought, oh my God, it's so beautiful when so many people sing together. You see, I rest my case. And just when you're singing, it doesn't seem as fun or as beautiful as it is when more people are actually singing.
Exactly, Jussara. So, hand of applause to Jussara. She made it.
Yeah, you make me sing.
Good job, Jussara. Thank you. And in the name of Kardec Radio, we want to thank you for trusting the team and Kardec Radio, and for the beautiful works of mediumship in the air, and much more that is ahead of us. Especially now we have another radio. Yeah.
Song to sing. Happy birthday to you.
To who?
Yeah, it's your birthday tomorrow, right?
It's the 20th. Yes, the 20th.
Oh, the 20, 2 days. So happy birthday in 2 days, and God bless you and bless your effort.
Thank you so much, Jussara. So stay there, okay? I'm gonna just close the Skype, but please stay there, and thank you so much. A big hug from all of us to you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So there you go. There you go. What a joy. What a joy. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right, Enilda? We're better together. Yeah, that's a sure thing. And you know, the beauty of it all is that this is just the beginning. The road ahead of us is just very long. Emmanuel says, evolution is an infinite stairway. No, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Right, Karina? Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Leia Severo. And, you know, for you and I, remember the Master. Kardec really put a lot of effort, but think about the ultimate effort of love. Jesus. And he smiles to you, to me. He's patient, he's kind, he's caring. I know we're learning. I made mistakes, and I still do. Don't you? We all do. But you know, if you took a picture of me at another time, I assure you that I want to change. I want to be better. No. If you talk about me from another day, I may not be the same person today. Neither do you. Right? And that's why we close our cycles of life. Thank you, Cesar, Nilda, and Sunshine. Right? And Leo. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Leo, for your beautiful prayer and for being with us and working at Kardec Radio. So, friends, how about if we end these moments of reflection, this National Day of Spiritism, which is international? As Carlos Diaz very wisely said, Jesus fulfilled his promise. On April 18th of each year, we are reminded that he fulfilled his promise. He said, I'm going to send you the promised consoler that is going to be with you and tell you the things I cannot tell you now, and be with you until the end of times. And Spiritism came to us. But we need to be courageous. Courageous to spread it out in our Facebook pages. I have many people in my Facebook, thousands, who are not Spiritists. But you know, that's what it is. And that's how it is. Spiritism is for us a way of being, a way of approaching life, ourselves, loving God above all things, loving ourselves so we can love our neighbor, loving our neighbors as we love ourselves, so we better love ourselves much more, right? Thank you, Rita Di Casa, for your kindness. Thank you, Patricia. So, shall we sing? You pick the song. Pick a song. I'll give you a few minutes while I share with you. A minute. You can read it, Casa, since it's your idea. Tell us which song, okay? It's National Day of Spiritism. You can pick your song. Pick your song, and if we know it, we're gonna sing. And we, after singing, we together are going to be praying. You know, prayer, as Jussar wisely said, we need to learn to resort to prayer. We're not there yet. That's why Kardec wrote a whole chapter on collection of prayers in the Gospel according to Spiritism to tell us how, the mechanism, etc., etc. Right? Okay, so you got it all the songs. And you know, it's in here. Let us seek the light. So I'm gonna begin here. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And by the way, Anna, the version that you heard today at Kardec Radio, we recorded in Washington, D.C. on Sunday when we were serving the homeless. And a group of friends and even homeless got together, and they knew the lyrics more than I did, and I recorded it for you for the National Day of Prayer. And that's the light for us. And you know, since Rita Di Cassia mentioned the High Lily song, one of the reasons why we love the High Lily song is because Chico Xavier, do you know, we owe a lot to him. We're here today thanks to him as well. And Chico Xavier, of all songs, he loved the High Lily in Portuguese, which is more positive than the English. And I'll tell you why. Eu vivo a vida cantando, High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Por isso sempre contente estou. O que passou, passou. O mundo gira depressa e nessas voltas eu vou, cantando a canção tão feliz que diz High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Now in English, it's beautiful, but we need to do a twist, like a little bit, right? And when it says, a song of love is a happy song, this is our twist here at Cardiac Radio. High Lily, High Lily, High Low. Yes, it is. And finally, to prepare us, right, Rihanna? Big kiss to you, Rihanna. Thank you for joining us. And friends, to wrap up and prepare for the prayer, since you've prayed, you shared your prayers, but you know, if you want to keep recording, keep sending to Cardiac Radio, because we need more and more and more and more and more. And today's every day is the day when we celebrate the blessings of the Promised Consoler in our lives. And we're going to sing Child of God together. Susana is right. When we sing together, it's much better. But you know, why not? Yeah. Yes, that's why I am always happy. Yes, Enilda. Because we sing and sing and sing and smile. Smiling is so good for the soul. And you know, there are days I feel it's harder, but not the whole day. There's always a part of the day that something is going to happen and we'll rejoice. Why not? Right? There are days we are angry, but not the whole day, just a little bit. And decreasing each day that anger. That doesn't serve as a purpose. It's there, we say thank you, anger, but no thank you. Can you come back another day? Just like the rain. Rain, rain, go away. Anger, anger, go away. Come back another day. And then when it comes back, we say again, go away, right? Wow, Enilda, thank you for this beautiful conversation. Right, Rita Di Cassia. Are you prepared? Sing it there, sing along where you are. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I've reincarnated to learn to do good. Reincarnation, the path of progress. Reincarnation, the way to become good. Reincarnation, the opportunity to achieve true happiness. You are a child of God. You are a child of God. You've reincarnated to learn to do good together. Reincarnation, the path of progress. Thank God we progress. Reincarnation, the opportunity of what? To achieve true happiness through service, through brotherhood. I want to change. Do you? I do. I love myself. I thank for the things I've done in the past, but you know what? Thank God, and these messages I figure out to the guidance model will give us a new way, a better way of being. And that's why we feel we are the children of God. We are the children of God. We've reincarnated microphone to learn to do good. Right? Ready for the prayer. You can keep your eyes open or closed as long as we feel. We feel. In the Gospel according to Spiritism, Allan Kardec mentions to us prayer is our way to feel on our end, to log in the account of God. God is constantly connected. The problem is, are we seeing his messages? Log in. And the password? Goodwill. That's all it is. Goodwill. So, God wants us, and if we do too, boom, we're connected, right? So let us say thank you, God, for this day. What a day. What an inspiration through Jussara. Thank you. Thank you to Tanya Schwartz, Fernanda, and many others who are working day in and day out in the United States Spiritist Federation to inspire us, to make us feel we're all connected, to make us feel that we are not alone in this world. What a feeling. Thank you for showing to us in this world that the message of your love manifests in so many different ways. Through the internet, through the books, through the people in our lives, through the cells of our physical body. And thank you for trusting in us and creating us to be your co-creators. For the much that lies ahead, we can only imagine 1,000,000 years from now, and we're looking back at this very day and rejoicing for the choice we made to invest in our fraternal unity, paying the highest price of our egos, paying the highest price of things that are not wanted anymore, and surrendering to the divine that you have deposited inside of us. May everyone who is connected with us now feel your healing presence and bring it to their homes, to their families, to their loving relationships. And may we stay stronger together with you always, and so be it. Can you imagine 1,000,000 years from now? Ooh, that's our homework. That's our homework. Visualize yourself 1,000,000 years from now. Challenge your brain, the spiritual brain and the physical brain, and challenge your heart and open it up, because I bet 1,000,000 years from now, we're gonna be capable of an amount of love that is surreal. But why not visualizing, seeking the good, feeling the good, visualizing the good, and molding our lives to this good, this unity. You and I will be archangels, Rudy. We hope so, if we do our homework. So let's do our homework and stay together. Let's stay together, right? And a big hug. Stay in this feeling of unity and hug people in your home. Say how much you love them. Pay attention to them. Give them your smile. Give them you. That's the gift you can give to everybody. Love, as our Master Jesus has said. Much love to you too. Thank you all, and let's stay together.